but you could see, and I've heard about how close this unit was. And so it's a difficult decision, but we all have to sacrifice for expansion.
Hi, Fever fans and WNBA enthusiasts. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into some major insights from Amber Cox, the new GM of the Indiana Fever, as she shared some key insights and takeaways about the future of the team, including roster changes, the coaching staff, and some big plans ahead. So let's break it down. Amber Cox, 7 key takeaways that are shaping the Fever's future. Let's get into it.
And obviously, as we get into free agency, the number one priority for us is re-signing Kelsey Mitchell. I think that backcourt was about as lethal as we've seen in the WNBA, and I'm talking maybe in history in the second half of the season last year. So we want to reunite Caitlin and Kelsey. And Kelsey, when I think about her and her time in Indiana, and, a lot of trials and tribulations throughout her career. So for me and for us, I'm most excited for her to be in this moment and experience so much success.
First things first, Amber Cox didn't hold back when she said the number one priority for the Fever is re-signing Kelsey Mitchell. And honestly, can you blame her? Mitchell, alongside Caitlin Clark, formed a backcourt that was about as lethal as you can get in the WNBA. Seriously, we're talking about maybe in history. The second half of 2024 season showed just how dangerous this duo can be. Mitchell's offensive firepower is crucial for this team's success. So signing Kelsey Mitchell isn't just a priority, it's a must. Think of it like a basketball version of peanut butter and jelly. They're good alone, but together, it's legendary. Kelsey Mitchell's return is pivotal for the Fever's offensive strategy moving forward. Next, Amber Cox is pumped about where the WNBA is heading. She sees the league as being at a major inflection point. And guess what?
Certainly, we're at this incredible inflection point, and it feels like for the rest of the world, the light switch has come on. And everyone now understands what we all know and love about the WNBA, how tremendous these players are on the court, but also what great people they are off the court.
This surge in attention is not just good for the league, it's great for the teams like the Fever, who now have the chance to capitalize on the spotlight. So you better believe that the Fever are gearing up to take full advantage of this new era and the spotlight. It's like the WNBA players just became the coolest kids in school, and now everyone wants to play with them. The WNBA is at a historic moment, and the Fever are right in the middle of it and ready to capitalize. Now, let's talk about Stephanie White. Her return to the Fever is huge. This is like bringing back the all-star quarterback to a team that's been building for success. Amber couldn't stop raving about White's leadership, and why wouldn't she? White's experience as a player and coach, especially her ability to build teams and connect with players, is something the Fever need. Expect big things from this reunion. This is a coach that players love playing for, and she's going to be a key part in bringing the Fever back to prominence.
Yeah, I mean, what a cool moment for the Fever and for Stephanie White to come back to this organization. Basketball royalty in this state, has done so much as a player and a coach. Again, being in this league, I've long admired Steph and her ability to put a team together, to, build a coaching staff, and obviously the X's and O's and everything she can do on the court. Her players love to play for her. So just being able to support her in any way that I can, I truly view this as a team effort. This is not going to be one person that's going to put this together. I think between Steph and her staff, and also Kelly Krauskopf, Lynn Dunn still on board as a senior advisor, we've got a tremendous team with a very diverse skill set that are coming at things at different angles. And I think that's going to put us in the best position to be successful.
Stephanie White is like the glue that holds everything together. She's got the smarts, the vision, and the respect from the players. The key takeaway is that Stephanie White's leadership is a major asset to the Fever and will help them take the next step. Amber's relationship with Kelly Krauskopf is like that of a dynamic duo. They've known each other for 20 years, and their collaboration is a big reason the Fever are positioned for success. Amber mentioned how much she values Kelly's expertise, not just in basketball, but in life decisions as well.
All it took was the phone call from Kelly Krauskopf. You said it, it's 20 years being a mentor and a friend in this business. Decisions that I've made throughout my career, I've leaned on Kelly. I just truly value her expertise when it comes to, again, just like life decisions. But obviously one of the most brilliant basketball minds that our league has ever seen. And I think her experience going to the Pacers for several seasons and then coming back gives us an even different look at the way that we do things. And again, I just go back to this very diverse group of people that we've assembled to really lead the charge forward for these players, and couldn't be more excited than to come to work with Kelly every single day.
Together, they make a formidable pair, and this partnership is going to be a big part of the Fever's future success. If Kelly is the brains, Amber's the heartbeat. Together, they make a dream team. The takeaway is that the collaboration between Amber and Kelly is a massive asset in building the Fever's future. You see, Amber's not just thinking about next season, she's thinking about the long-term future of the Fever. The team is focused on building a sustainable foundation, investing in player development, and making sure that the Fever are competitive for years to come. And with support from the Simon family and the Fever's leadership, Amber believes that the best is yet to come.
Now you've got Mel Raines at the helm, certainly, excited about the Fever, invested in what we're doing. And that trickles down. Ownership, CEO, all the way down through the company. Every single person that I have talked to is, how can I help? Whatever I can do to lend to the success of the Fever, continue the growth, however I can. To a person, everybody wants to be a part of it.
Think of it like planting a tree. It takes time, but when it grows, it will stand tall and strong for years to come. The Fever are committed to building for the future with a focus on long-term success. Expansion's coming to the WNBA, and while it's going to require some tough decisions, losing players like Tammy Fagbanle to the new Golden State Valkyries, it's all about growth.
But you could see, and I've heard about how close this unit was. And so it's a difficult decision, but we all have to sacrifice for expansion in order to get Golden State up and running and 2 more teams next year. So it's what we have to do. It's not easy. You never like to see a player leave. Temi was obviously an incredible piece to the success last year. But again, it's the price we pay for growth. We're really excited for Golden State to come online. And certainly it was a decision we made, but a decision that wasn't in a vacuum, part of an overall strategy that hopefully everyone will see unfold throughout the offseason.
Amber emphasized that these sacrifices are part of the plan to build a stronger and more competitive Fever team. And with a solid foundation built around players like Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, the future looks bright. It's like changing lanes on the highway. It's a little bumpy at first, but it leads to smoother, faster progress ahead. Expansion process is tough but necessary for the Fever's long-term growth. Amber's focus on the defensive end of the floor is key. While the Fever offense has been dynamic, they know the defense needs to step up. With Aaliyah Boston anchoring the middle, there's plenty of potential for defensive growth.
It's the most important thing, right? You've got to get the players that fit with the system Stephanie wants to have on the floor. Offensively, we were pretty efficient last year. We need to improve on the defensive end, which I'm sure Steph agrees with. So we'll continue to look at those, 3-and-D type players that can get out and run, but can also get back and help us on the defensive end, really improve on that side of the ball too. But fit is the most important thing. You got to have somebody that can run up and down the floor and catch those passes Caitlin's going to be throwing. I am such an Aaliyah Boston fan since her days in college, and just to watch her growth year over year, even, as a season progresses, has been tremendous. So as good as she was defensively, as good as she became in that screen and roll system offensively last year, I think we're going to see even another level from Aaliyah Boston next year. And I'm really excited to have her anchoring everything we do on the defensive end.
The team is looking to add players to fit Stephanie White's system. And that means 3 and D players who can run the floor and lock things down on defense. Amber's focus on the defensive end of the floor is key. While the Fever offense has been dynamic, they know the defense needs to step up. With Aaliyah Boston anchoring the middle, there's plenty of potential for defensive growth. The team is looking to add players who fit Stephanie White's system. And that means 3 and D players who can run the floor and lock things down. The Fever are focused on improving defense with Aaliyah Boston as the anchor in the paint. So there you have it. Amber Cox's interview gave us some big insights into the future of the Indiana Fever. And it's safe to say the team is heading in the right direction. From re-signing Kelsey Mitchell to building around Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, the Fever are laying the groundwork for a championship contending team. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep ballin'.